What's up, everybody? We are out in the street a little bit today, just for a bit. Actually got to go pick up some sweaters that I need, and actually one hat of the auto hats that I use often, the 5-panel auto hat. So I'll try to show you guys the two spots that I go to for that, for the sweaters and the hats, and show you guys a little bit of that LA area where it's all about garments, all the shops that sell all types of stuff, really. So we're headed there now. Probably be there from my house. It takes about like 20 minutes at this time, 20-25 minutes. So be there in a bit. This spot here is Vision Stitch, but I'll be hitting it up after getting our sweatshirts. The cross section is Pico and Main off the 10 freeway. But on this side, you have all your sweatshirts, workwear, shirts, everything you could think of is on this side of the street. This is our spot right here, One Stop T-Shirt Warehouse. I kind of just walked by it because I didn't want to record them, so I was out of there. And then crossing the street, we get to Vision Stitch, where we get our auto hats. They have an insane variety. I picked up one of these green and beige 5-panel hats, and I was out of there. But here it is, the other side of the street, where you get your shirts and sweatshirts from this view here. And that's about it. This way, there's not as many things. I don't think I've ever fully checked it out though. Alright, getting out of our spot here. We're done. It was just those two places. Most likely the footage that I got was not the best. But this is the area that we stick to. Just pretty much those two shops, unless like something out of the ordinary pops up, like vest, like working vest, stuff like that. We might check some other place out, but for the most part, that's it. Yeah, still a little weird for me to record out in the open, you know, so I'm more comfortable in the garage. We'll say that's the reason, the footage, if it wasn't that good. So we get the sweaters. That one's called a One Stop T-Shirt Warehouse. And the hats, that's where I get all my 5-panel hats. They have Yupongs, they have these autos, they got some pretty good variety, because they got like nice distressed looking ones, dad hats. Plus the two guys that work there are really cool too, so shout out to them. And that one's called Vision Stitch. I never gone to the little shops that are next to them. One of the biggest reasons though why we started going to this One Stop T-Shirt Warehouse was because, yeah, a lot of the other shops that I kind of like pointed out in the distance, a lot of those require you to buy dozens, not only like minimum of like dozens, but sometimes you need to get a dozen of the same color and the same size. And we never needed that much of a single size. We've always gotten, let's say we were getting a dozen shirts, sweaters, it was probably like 2 smalls, you know, 3 mediums, 3 large, you know, like that. But it wasn't possible with a lot of those, so we didn't even try. Not only that, but the people in this shop are actually just nice. Like, since the beginning, we never got any type of like vibe from them. A lot of the other shops, not that they stare you down, but they don't really want to help out, or they know like a lot of people are just asking for prices, or they don't really know what's up, so they kind of like, I feel like they don't want to deal with it. They kind of like brush you off, or you feel like you're imposing in their business, you know, by being interested in what you want to buy with them. So that definitely put us off of a lot of shops right there at this spot. So, but highly recommend that place. Good prices. They got a variety of stuff right there too. So shout out to them as well. The reason why this angle is crazy is because I'm trying out a little suction cup that I was gonna try to sell on OfferUp, but then I decided I was gonna use it instead. And I have it on my side mirror here instead of the front, because my front has a humongous crack going through it, and I don't want to risk adding weight onto it and then shattering the whole thing. So We got this funky angle here, but it's kind of cool. Get to see it outside a little bit. Just gotta remember not to open the window. We are back in our safe space here, our workspace. I got a few boring things that I still gotta do around here, and then we'll work on something. Alright, so yesterday I actually got zero work done. We ended up going to eat some Korean barbecue. But I do have to finish this sweater real quick that I mentioned, the V-Star, because it is now 6:30. I think it's going to pick it up like at 9, and it does leave a little bit of a hoop burn, so I also have to wet that, make sure that dries. So let's get to it. This is the sweater that we're working with. Like I mentioned last time, I think I've done a video on this actual design, or at least I know I've done a short for it. Nothing to it. We're putting VS right here in white, and then V-Star here with the S 3D puff. So let's hoop that up real quick. Luckily, these two designs don't take too long. This side's gonna be the mighty hoop, so let's get rid of that. Let's get this lined up. As always, about 4 fingers down. If it's like a huge sweater, or kind of like a big one, this one's an XL, so I'll do like an extra finger right down here. Then I'll mark about right down over here. Got that tip from Big Brando. He presses a lot of shirts, so. And shirts are hard to press. He knows. He got his placement down. Okay. Always make sure there's nothing underneath. Or even a lot of the times the backing folds and you make a little stabilizer sandwich. I also always hoop it about the same, so I actually don't have to make any tweaks to the positioning. Just gotta take the tape off, which is the real challenge. Here we go. We got a little thread break here. A couple things you want to check. Well, it looks like it just popped off the needle. You get this notification here. I always want to check your bobbin. You probably can't see, but there's still bobbin going through the little pigtail there, so that's not the issue. It's just popped off the needle. Tension feels a little tight, so I'm just gonna loosen a little bit. After getting this threaded back, just to be sure we're not gonna have any gaps, I back it up a few. Good. Also, shout out for MJ Creates. At least that's her name on Instagram. She sent me a picture of her stitch out from the last video, I think, where I added the design as a free download. And she did it, and it looked really clean, so that was really cool to see somebody actually stitch it out, and it came out real nice. If you guys remember in the video, I did it brown and white. She did it just all black, and it looked really nice too. So shout out to you, MJ Creates. Thank you for sharing that with me. While that goes, let me get the puff that I have in the most awkward place ever, down there, the junk shelf. But anyways, let me get a tiny little piece of puff just for the letter S. Like, this is really small, and this is still cutting way too much. But that's fine. And I also have to change one color for this upcoming one. I don't think I've ever shown this, but the Melco has a compartment down here, and that's kind of like my junk drawer. Got a few or a bunch of threads here that came with the machine. I think with the Melco it came with a few, and plus just some random colors for jobs that we sometimes just do one-offs. But we got a little bit of everything here, and I think the color we need is it's not here. It's actually already here. It's this green one. So we'll be ready to go without much delay. guys. Here it is, easy cleanup. Once I'm done with the other side, I'll cut all this, burn it a bit, and of course wet it to get rid of that hoop burn that unfortunately you always get with these types of hoops. Luckily on this side I can use my 8x9 mighty hoop, and as always you guys can get free shipping on some of these if you're getting some yourself from the website using my link in the description with code TKStitch25 at checkout. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut the whole sheet here. Bit overkill since I'm really just embroidering here on top, but it also just helps keep everything tightened up. Let's scoot that over for a second. At this point, I don't do the 4-finger thing. I just want to match the height from the VS on this side, so the height from the V-star matches right here. This is a 2.5 ounce cutaway stabilizer sheet. And the easy thing about hooping this side here is that we're using the zipper to help us line everything up to make sure it's straight. This thing is way too low, I think. Yeah, way too low. And I already have it so it's positioned the closest to the left side. So all I'm worrying about is the height. Making sure the top of it hits that top of the tape that I laid down there. Just a little bit higher and we're good. Actually, I'm gonna leave it like that. That's fine. So it's gonna do that green, it's gonna do black, and then it's gonna have a stop on black so I can put the puff, which is gonna be white puff right there. Another stop, that's what those red dots are, so I could remove the puff and then continue with the rest of the design. If you're still here, thank you guys very much. I saw the footage from yesterday and whew, it was a little rough, I'm not gonna lie. But it was fun to shoot out there and just add a little something different to the video. But hopefully you guys did enjoy some of that. As always, like and sub for all things embroidery. Thank you. So here we have that stop right there. Like this. Right here. I'm gonna slow the machine way down. Let it rip. It really shouldn't have all that underlay you guys just saw getting stitched out, but that's how I did it the first time. Came out great, so never bothered to remove the underlay. Especially since it's such a small letter for this left chest design. Then we get that other stop that was right above that. Gives us the chance here to pop this off. One-handed. There it is. Alright, that'll take 25 minutes to finish, so I'll see you in 25 minutes. While we wait, might as well get the heat gun ready. And it's done. Alright, I kind of just want to hit it with the heat gun right away, just because it could be kind of like the most annoying part of doing 3D puff. So let's snip everything we need to snip, but we do have to push in a little bit of foam, not much. Then for the rest of the letters, get the lighter. I mentioned last time, these little curved scissors are insanely sharp. You could easily cut the sweater. But dealing with a pro here. That's pretty much it. We got this little squirt bottle. Get that circle. This is the last of the backing that I have to cut, and after this we just fold it up, wait for it to get picked up pretty much in like an hour, I think. Still a little wet right here, but just gonna get it cleaned up, packed up, and wait for it to dry. It's just a little bit there.
All right, everybody, I think I'll leave this one here. I mainly just wanted to show a little bit of that downtown area where sometimes I go get my sweaters, in case you live around here, or even if you don't, if you're curious of the garment district, I guess you could call it, here in close to LA. I also have another video that I have to get on, which is what I uploaded as a short a couple days ago or so, like that, which is the wedding gift bags. Real simple, real clean, but I just want to get into how I digitized it. Again, real simple, so should be a chill video, and as well as shooting another one of these where I'm kind of showing you guys behind the scenes of me shooting those videos. Nothing crazy, but just getting another little perspective, I think will be interesting. So yeah, thank you guys for coming along for the ride. Very much appreciate it. Of course, any likes, comments, and new subs or old subs, thank you guys for being here. That's it for me. Deuces.